What's up, Electric Kids? It is good to see you all. Welcome to another episode of Motivation with Uncle Drewski, Uncle Drew. Look, guys, Thanksgiving has passed, right? We ate some good food. We got full. You know, I had my mommy's broccoli and cheese casserole, some yellow cake, I don't eat pork anymore, so some turkey, smoked turkey. And I had some macaroni and cheese and some rolls with gravy. I just ate good. You see, I gained all this weight. See? See how big I've gotten since Thanksgiving. But I hope you all enjoyed your holidays. I love you all. Happy holidays. We got Christmas coming up, and Christmas is going to be litty, okay? Hello? Boom. So look, guys, I'm not going to be before you long today, but I just wanted to share something, right? Share something that was kind of on my mind that I've been thinking about as I've been moving throughout the week before I ate my wonderful, illustrious, I think it's illustrious or illustrious, one of them. But I like it. One of those words, Thanksgiving meal, right? I said there are times in our life when God would tell us to go, but also when he would tell us to remain, right? Many instances in the Bible, right? We see that God sometimes called people and said, go. Leave everything and go, or drop everything and follow me, or I want you to go to this place and don't look back, all of those times. And when you go, you have to be obedient to that, and that takes some incredible faith. It takes faith to go relocate to a new place because you feel like God has called you there, or because it's better for you. It takes faith to go to a new school, even though all your friends and everything that you built here, you get more playing time on this team, all of that, et cetera, is at this school, but you're told to go to another school. It's not easy. It's hard because you have to leave things behind and you're going into the unknown depths. And I like to think of that, right? Going can sometimes be mistaken. Sometimes we can think God is telling us to go when he's not sometimes, right? There's a time when he's telling us to go, but there's also a time to where he's telling us to remain planted in the place. Sometimes it seems like it's easier to go because it has the great story, it has the war story, it has the, I had the incredible faith and I believed in God, I trusted him. He had my back throughout the whole process. But when it's time to remain, it's hard. Because you know what's taking place in the area you're supposed to remain. You know most of the time you probably know what's going to happen. You know what's taking place. You already know what to expect. You know that it's causing you some stress or it's frustrating you in a way, but maybe God is sometimes trying to grow us through that pain. I'm looking at things. I look at God. God always wants to develop character. Life develops character depending upon our perspective, But when we're in uncertainty as believers or just humans, whether you're a Christian or not, when we're in uncertainty, building character by remaining in something can really, really put us on game and take us to the next level. I'm not saying remain in something like if it's abusive, if it's going against your integrity, going against your morals. I'm not talking about things like that. I'm speaking of those things that you know are spiritual battles that's affecting you physically, that's affecting you in your reality, but you know good and well it's spiritual. There's things that happen to us all the time, some by chance, some just by being a human. Some things I feel are spiritual things that just happen. It's like, pop! Oh. How are you going to let your faith be exercised during this moment? It's noble to go when God tells you to move, but don't mistake fear in fleeing because something gets heated or because something gets hard or because something gets frustrated or maybe because nobody's listening to your ideas or whatever it may be. Don't mistake that feeling as God causing you to go, because sometimes when we move too fast, when he wants us to remain for a season and we go, they can tarnish a lot of things. Your reputation, the momentum you build. You never knew what blessing was around the corner. You never knew what it was going to lead to. A, B, C, D. Your situation may be difficult right now. It may be hard right now. It may be challenging right now. It may be so frustrating to where you walk in a building, it's like, who knows? You may be changing. You may not feel the same anymore. But I always say this: sit down, evaluate, feel what you're going through, and gain an understanding of what you need to do through prayer and through discernment. When David came into the palace or whatever, when Saul was still king, Saul was hating on David. He was jealous of him. He was looking at him like, who is this young man coming in here making moves? First, he slays Goliath, and then the people are cheering his name, and all the women are after him, and all these cool things. The people love him. He's popular. He has energy. So he became jealous. David knew that Saul was jealous of him in a way. He felt it. You can feel that type of energy. You know when somebody is tripping. You know when someone doesn't like you, right? So he felt that. He knew that. But he still decided to serve and still decided to be planted and to still stay in his position. Not because he was afraid or not because he felt like he was better, but because God didn't tell him or give him instruction to move. When we're in places to where we're supposed to remain, God, I feel, is trying to show us a lot of things about ourselves, but also I feel as if when we're in those moments to remain, that's when he's getting ready to take us to the next level. May not be going to a different country or a huge platform, but maybe it's a different level in the way you think. Maybe a different level in new friendships or a new home or a new position on a sports team, a new type of responsibility that you are now ready for. But if you leave too fast, if you leave too early, if you cause the emotions, if you cause what someone else is doing to distract you and to keep you from remaining when God hasn't told you to move yet, you will definitely miss it. David stayed there and Saul tried to kill him. He was after him. He literally tried to kill him. He talked about him. He tarnished. He dragged his reputation. He did all kinds of things to David. But David sometimes fled for his life, but he never left God's sight. He never gave up on God. He never said, you know what, God, you brought me here. I'm about to go back home because when I was at home, I was a shepherd. Yeah, I was fighting bears and lions and tigers and iguanas and casseroys and emus and ostriches and elephants and rhinoceros. I was fighting all of those things, and they're dangerous. But you called me here. You told me to leave. You called me here. You brought me here. I didn't ask for this. And then when I'm here, this man is trying to literally kill me. He didn't do none of that. He said, you called me here, and I'm going to remain until you give me further instruction. It's a term called being steadfast. Being steadfast is a thing. You know, I just got here. You know, think about houses. You know, we hear the foundation. How the solid foundation, the house that's built on sand is going to be taken away when the storm comes, and the house that's built on good soil and bricks and all of that, the good foundation is going to remain strong. Right? We know all of that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. But I think about a house. Every house or building that is built for the storm, right? It's always this thing that's going to say, the house is already knowing before someone even inhabits the house, before someone takes residency. Woo, I said it. Resident, I can't say it again. Before someone decides they want to live in that house, the house knows there's going to be storms. It may be a tornado. It may be a hurricane. It may be A, B, C, D. But I'm built to withstand it to an extent, of course. But as Christians, we are built to last because we have hope in Jesus Christ. So no matter what schemes come, no matter how bad life gets, choose to be steadfast. And it's like a house. It's solid. It's unmovable. You may feel things, you may get bothered, but you will not move out of the way until God says, you know what? I'm going to take you here. I'm going to bring you here. I'm going to take you there, or just go flat out. But don't rush your process. Don't try to make something happen on your own when you know God has given it to you because you're frustrated. Just relax, smell the coffee, and enjoy the frustration, enjoy the process, because you won't always be in that situation. Being steadfast is key. And I think as believers, as followers of Christ, we have to develop that skill and that discipline of remaining steadfast and not being so much in our feelings. You know when it's time to move. You know when it's time to get up. But as of now, stay planted until you know. And when you know that you are called by God, when you know that you are equipped for something special, when you know the gifts and talents that's inside of you, you don't even have to worry if you ever use your gifts again, because you know God has your back. So to that person struggling out there, to that person feeling low, to that person that's having anxiety, or to that person that's just like ready to give up, you're doing the best you can, but it's never being noticed. I want you to know this, that God has your back. He has your back. So look, guys, this is Motivation with Uncle Drew. Hope you enjoyed. Let us know where y'all from. Let us know who's watching in the chat. But just know that we're God and we're Jesus. And we can't forget the Holy Spirit. But with all three of them, life and everything is litty. Hey, hey.